Managing user settings with group policy. In this we will see what is the administrative templates we have, how we can configure the folder redirection and other things. Then also we see what is the group policy preference also. Now first, what is the group policy administrative templates? Administrative templates give you the ability to control the environment of the operating system and the user experience. Administrative template sections for the computers is this control panel, network, printers, systems and Windows based components. And for the users we have a control panel, desktop, network, start menu and taskbar, system and Windows based components. Now each of these main sections contain many subfolders to further organize the settings. Now what that means, the administrative templates, that means when we try to edit the policy, so we open this group policy management editor and it has these two things, user configurations and computer configurations. Now under the policies of these user and computer configurations we have these administrative templates. Now this is the administrative templates for the user computer settings and this is the administrative templates for the user settings. And under this they are also having some subfolders, like when you open control panel, so it also have subfolders. Like control panel, it has these settings and then it has different folders for the different settings, for the display, for personalization, programs, printers, add and remove programs. Then there are some policies. Now these are called the administrative templates. These are the administrative templates here, and under the administrative templates we have these group policy objects. These are the group policy objects. It is called the group policy objects, which defines the different policies. Now next is what are .adm and .admx files. Now first the .adm files. These are the copied into every GPU in sysvol. These are difficult to customize, are not language neutral and could cause sysvol bloat if there are many GPUs. Now these files are the GPU templates. These are the group policy templates which define the policies. Now when we configure some policies, they are copied into this sysvol folder, and through the sysvol folder it is going to replicate to reach to every users. Now these ADM files are not that easy to manage or change. It is not a language neutral. If you try to open these files, you can't see what is written in the file. These files are, it can also cause the bloat in sysvol folder, because if suppose we have multiple GPUs. So when we configure the group policy for any user, any OU or any domain, then what happened? All the policy objects are copied into this sysvol folder and they copied as a .adm files. Then we have another files which is called .admx files. Now this .admx files are language neutral, and this also have the ADML files, and this provides the localized language and are not stored in the GPU. It is not stored in the GPU, it is stored in the local system and are extensible through XML, and it is written in the XML language that you can read easily, and if you know the XML language you can even modify it also. So whatever these templates we are seeing here, whatever the policies we are seeing here under the templates, these are all defined by these ADM files. Those ADM files are first stored in the .adm files are stored in the share folder. If you go to the server 1, share, now this is our server domain controller, and this is the sysvol folder which is share. So when you open this, you will see the domain name, and under the domain name you see the policies, and under the policies these are the policy directories. So when we configure any policy for user or machine, so it stores those policy here, and these are shared, and these are shared for the old domain. Now the client machines and users get the policies from these share folders. Now these ADM files are not language neutral, you can't read this. But these policies templates files, these other template files are .mx file, ADMX files. These files are stored into the system directory. That means under Windows under Windows we have a directory called policy definitions, and in the policy definition we see all these ADMX files. These files are also not that readable, and it defines all the policy, like policy related to camera, policy related to autoplay, policy related to attachment manager. So related to all the policies, templates, all the templates which we saw, it is available here. These are all ADMX files. Now if you want to open any, like for example I want to open this, so if I try to open it, I will try to open it with the ADM with the text notepad. So if you see here, it is actually the written in XML language, and we can read it easily. Then also there is a file XML ADML file that is under this directory. It depends on the language of your system. If it is US English US, that means our system language is set to English US. So it depends on the language. It is language neutral, and based on the language, you can see the files here. The same here, camera file, and it is defined under the language like English. If your language set to French, then this definition policies will remain in English, but here under the language French, you will see the same file under the French language. Now this is the same configuration file. If you open it with the notepad, you will see the same thing. This is language neutral. It is written in English and it is showing English here. And that one is ADMX file is written in the XML language. And these are the templates. These are the templates which is defined, and we see those templates here under these administrative templates. Now those templates are available for every machine. In every machine they are having the local group policy objects, and under the local group policy they have also those templates, and they are stored locally on this Windows directory, Windows system directory under policy definition directory. But if we want to define some policy, like for example we have Microsoft Office installed. Now Microsoft Office related policies we don't have in the Active Directory in these group policy objects. So when you go for the administrative templates, there is no template for Microsoft Office. So we can do what? We can download the template for the Microsoft Office, those XML ADMX files, these ADMX files, and store it into every machine in the Windows System 32 Windows policy definition directory. Otherwise, do what? We can store that policy template to a centralized location on the domain controller, so that it is going to be available for every machines. The central store, it is called the central store. This is a central repository for the ADMX and ADML files, is stored in the sysvol folder, and we store that files under the sysvol folder. Under the sysvol folder we create the folder which is the name of our server or domain, and then under that we create the folder name policy definition, and under that we store all our custom templates. Then must be created manually. These directories must be created manually, and under the directory we store all our custom templates, and it is detected automatically by Windows Vista, Windows Server 2008 and newer operating systems. So if we define the central store for the policy templates, that means we created this under sysvol folder, then Windows 10, if Windows 10 starts and try to get the policies, so it will detect the custom templates also, and it will apply it all that on the Windows 10 machines also. So domain controller sysvol, with the domain controller sysvol we apply that, we store the central ADMX file there. Now how we can manage these administrative templates, how we can configure the templates? We can configure it by using the group policy management console. Group policy management console, we can edit the policy and we can just change what policies we want to update, what templates we want to update. But if we want to have a new template, then we have to download or create the template by ourselves. We have to create the template for ourselves. Like for example, if you go to administrative templates, so under the computer configuration, there is no template related to the Microsoft Office, And under the user configuration also there is no template related to Microsoft Office. But these are the templates which we can configure. So suppose if you want to configure the template, available templates, then what? We can configure it from this group policy editor. We can configure it from the group policy management, right click on the policy, edit, and we can configure all the templates available here. All the templates available in the policy, and these all templates we can configure. We can enable, disable, and all the templates have three options: not configured, enable, and disable. So not configured will be applied as a default, and if you want to enable, so it will enable, and if you want to disable, it will disable. Based on what it says, it is going to do when you enable it. One more thing we can do with the group policy object, we can copy the group policy, we can create the clone. We can create the clone of the group policy and apply on some other OUs. Like for example, I have this OU or group policy object here. Now I want to copy this. So I can right click and I can copy this. Now I want to create the clone for this. So what I will do, I will right click on the group policy container. I get the paste option. I will get the paste option only when we copy some group policy object. Now when you try to paste, it says use the default permission for new GPU or preserve the existing permission. Permission, that means who can manage the policy, who has the delegation of control. So we can use the default one or you can use the previous one. I'm going to create the default one, and this is what created the new policy, and we can see here it says copy of Mumbai users. Now I can rename this to a new name. That means I don't have to create the templates because there are lots of templates, so I don't have to manage and create all the templates one by one. I want to have the same template configured as this Mumbai users. I configure this, I copy and paste this again, so I get the same template configured in this also. We can do also one more thing, we can export the templates from here, and then we can import the template on other domain also, like if we want to we can export it from here, and we can do what, we can import it here also. So we have option to copy again. So exporting, that means we can use the backup, we can backup it, we can backup our group policy object. That is means we have configured enough templates here, and we just want to take the backup. We don't want to do it one more time again. So we can take the backup of our group policy object with all the templates configured, and then when something goes wrong, then we can do restore it also, restore from the backup also. Now this is what the templates we configured by using the group policy management, but only we can configure the templates which is available. So when you go to edit, you can see only the templates which is available. Under the policies, administrative templates, you see only the templates which is available. That is what we don't have the policy template for the for Microsoft Office. For example, Microsoft Office is very common we use, and no templates are available for that. If we want to configure any settings related to Microsoft Office, so it is not there. So what we can do, we can download the templates. We can download it from Microsoft site. Then importing the security templates. Now security templates are the templates related to security. Security, that means the account policies, local policies, event logs, restricted groups, system services, registries, and file systems. These are the main components of these settings, main settings available in these security templates. We can use more security settings are available in a GPU. In the group policy object, we have more setting for these security templates, and a security templates created in the security template snap-in can be imported into a GPU also. And the security compliance manager can export security baseline in GPU backup format. Now remember, the security templates contains about the account policies. Account policies, that means the policy for the password complexity, password history, password number of characters used. Then local policies are also having lots of policies, then related to the event policy, restricted groups, services policy, registry and file system policies. Now if we want to configure some policies, so we don't want to do it more than one time, so we can do what, we can use the we can create the security template and then we can import it or export it for the other computers also. Now let's say for example I will show you this. For the security templates, if we go to edit the group policy object, in the group policy object we have multiple security options, and in the local security we have less than this group policy object. Now when you go to Windows settings, in a computer configurations we have this security settings, and this is what the security templates we have. These are the security templates we have for the account policies, local policies, event logs, restricted groups, services, registry and file systems. And there are many other policies are also available because we are doing it from the group policy object. If we do it from the local system, local group policy object, then it, group policy templates, it shows less than this, but it is showing lots of this. Under the group policy account policies we have these three policies. Under the password policies we have these multiple policies. So when we try to configure this, so if we want to configure this multiple time, then it will take a lot of time. So what we can do, we can create a template of it. We can create a template and then we can import that template whenever we want. So whenever we want to apply some policies related to password, account, Kerberos, local policies, under the local policy also we have these three tabs. Under the audit we have these much policies, restriction, rights management, security options, we have multiple policies. So if we want to, we don't want to configure it every time, so we can configure the template and then we can import the template into this group policy object. Now we can design our own template by using the group policy template, snapping. We go to MMC here, and under the MMC we go to files and add the snapping related to security template. We add this and we see the security templates here. Now it is showing the path where the policy templates, the custom templates is going to be created. It is going to be created under the users document security under the templates folder. It is going to create the template under this directory here, which is here security and template. Right now we don't have any template. Now if we want to create a template, then we can right click and create new template. Name the template. For example, I am creating this template for Pune and I will say OK. Now you can see the template name here and you can see the policies here. You can see the account policies, Kerberos policies, local policies. You can see all these other things, other policies. Then you can configure the policy as you want and save this template. So this template you can import whenever you want to apply the same policies. Like I will do, I will disable this password complexity. Disable the password complexity. Password length I will set to 0. These two policies I have added. We can design our own policy here, and then this template is going to be saved here. The save, where it is going to save, it is saved here under this directory. This is the template which is saved. It is the security template. We can use this template, we can import this template in our group policy. Group policy security templates. Now we have another tool here with this. Let me close this. And it is saying, do you want to save the changes? I say yes. Now we have another tool which is we add another snapping and that is related to analyze and management, analyzing and applying. This is the security configuration and analysis. Now this one do what? It will analyze and compare the policies which we have applied on this computer and the template. If we have created a template, so what is the difference we have in templates and what is the difference we have in a local applied policies. Right now it is not configured, so it says you have to create the database first. So what I will do, right click and open the database. So I will make sure the database name will be, it is not opening, it is actually creating first time. So I will say it is the test database now. Now automatically it detects the templates here, that template we created. And now we can right click on it and we can say analyze the computer now. Also we can do configure now it also, like if suppose we see that the template have different settings and we have a different setting on our local machine configured. So we can configure the template also. Let's first analyze it. It is generating the log on the same location. I will say OK. Now it is saying that what we have changed. We have actually changed the policy related to password. Now you can see it is showing the current password policies we have on this computer applied. These are the current policies which is applied. And under the template we have what? These two policies change. We can see here these are not defined, but under the database of template we have this set to 0 and this set to disable. But right now on the computer settings, the policy says 7 characters and the complexity is enabled. So actually we can do what? We can see that what is the template says and what is the computer configuration says. So we can compare both. This is actually for comparing. And also we can do what? After the comparing we can configure the computer also now with using this template. And also we can do what? Export the templates. If we design our own template, so we can export the template also. Right now we have only one template available there. Now this is what the custom security templates, the same as custom security template. We have also administrative templates. We can manage the administrative templates also. We can create the custom templates also. This will do what? It will extend the set of administrative templates, and administrative templates will be extended with the new templates. And we can do this by creating a new templates if you know the XML language, or downloading the available templates from online. We can download it from Microsoft and then adding the templates to the central store, so the settings become available in all GPUs, or we can configure the setting in a GPU and deploy the GPU. So we can configure it to have store it into the central store. Otherwise we can store it in the local folder. That policy will apply for the policies will show under the group policy templates. New templates it will show. The files must be .admx files. These files are available for both Microsoft and any third-party applications. And we can also import the legacy .adm files to the administrative template section of the GPU. We can directly import this .adm file under the GPU, or we can download the ADMX file and install it, save it into the central store or local store. So if suppose you want to have, if you have downloaded the ADM file, .adm file, then we can directly import that file under the policy template here. Under the administrative templates, we can right click on it and then we can say add or remove templates. When you select this, it try to find the .adm file. So when you go add, it is actually searching for the template file and it will search for the .adm file. So wherever you have stored the .adm file, you can select the location and then you can add that .adm file into it. Otherwise we can add the .xml file directly into the central store or local store. So I have downloaded the template for Microsoft Office. I will add that here. So we can download the templates from Microsoft sites. We can go on to see whatever you want. This page provides the complete set of administrative templates files for Windows 10 and Windows Server 2016. You can see the detail, or if you can download it from here. It is not that big. So if you want to download, you select the language and go for download here, and it says it is going to be download. So same as you can download other templates for anything else. I have downloaded the template for Microsoft Office. Now I have put it into our server. So when we download the template file, it gives you this MSI file, and what you have to do, you have to install this. It says where you want to install this. So install, that means it is going to extract it. So I'm going to extract it in C drive, and I will create new folder under the C drive. And it is extracting it. Extracted successfully. So extracted here. It is extracted under this temp directory, and you see this is the ADMX files here. It has in different languages, and all these ADMX files are for the Microsoft Office settings. These are template settings. Now what we have to do, we have to just copy all these files, and then we can put it into the centralized store, center store, or for the local system we can store it under the local Windows directory and policy definition directory. Under the policy definition directory, we just have to paste it here. So all these language related and all the .admx file I have pasted here. Now when we go to group policy management, and when we try to edit one policy or any policy, and when we go to computer configuration, policies and administrative templates, we can see the new templates available here. It is related to Microsoft Office 2016, PowerPoint. We have for Skype, we have for this is for the computer settings. When we go to user configurations, policies and administrative templates, again we see the different policies for the different tools of Microsoft Office. We have policies for Access, Excel, Office, Note, Outlook, PowerPoint, Project, Publisher, and Visio, Word. All these policies are available. These policies are, it was not there by default. We have added the custom template here. We have downloaded the template and we have added the templates. Under the Word, we have multiple policies. You can select, you can add, you can configure these policies here. Now these policies will do what? It is going to apply for the Microsoft Office. So if the system is having installed, the client machine is installed with the Microsoft Office, so these policies will going to be applied on them. So this is how we can do what? We can add the custom template in our Windows, in our group policy. We can add the .amx file, .admx file directly on the policy definition directory. This is how we can manage the user's configuration based on security templates and administrative templates. We can configure the custom templates. We can also configure the administrative custom templates. We can download it and install it. Otherwise, if you know the XML language, then we can add the template manually. We can create the custom template by ourselves.